It's a great day for wrestling because we are wrestling with the news. And a big news thing this week was so there was a fan interaction meeting, much like a WrestleCon, and Jungle Boy was one of the participants. Um, and it was accounted by more than a few people that he was definitely not happy to be there. Not polite with the fans, not gracious with the fans, and all around miserable. Um, what are your and it's worth mentioning that this was in the UK. Kaliko, what are your thoughts on Jungle Boy not being fan friendly?
It we just see the result, right? Like we don't see the context of what could have got him in that mood, right? Like I I I, I can only put it in my perspective. I remember one time I met uh Ambrose when he Moxie when he was Ambrose, and for the most part he just felt like he was kind of going through the ropes. And the only reason I know that I felt that way because I met him earlier and I got like more energy out of him the first time I met him. So to me, you know, maybe he woke up on the wrong side of the bed, something happened last minute, kind of ruined his mood, that type of deal. With all that being said, I mean, it's still incumbent upon him to kind of, be stoic about it and kind of do what you need to do uh, for the fans, right? But I just kind of juxtapose that with someone like MJF who's out there just throwing people shit around, and people think it's cool, but Jungle Boy Jack has a bad day, and it's like, what the fuck, like, right?
Right, but I mean, MJF has never claimed to be a face. Jungle Boy
True.
is a face, and he's currently going for the world championship in a couple of weeks. Um, and they were in the country where they sold 60 plus thousand tickets that they're going to be in just a couple of months. And you don't want to alienate yourself from the people that are supporting you, that are fans of yours. If you don't, a good fan interaction could make you somebody's fan for life, or it could put you off from that. Um, just speaking from personal experience, I didn't meet Jungle Boy, but I did meet Anna J this up last April, and he was like 6 feet from us, and he did not seem like he cared that he was there. Um, so whether it's a trend or an occurrence has yet to be said, but it definitely it's not how you want to present yourself to fans when you're not completely over. No, Kaliko?
Well, depends on what his angle is. I mean, yeah, I give you that because you can't really. Right. Yeah, I get that part. Well, the person that you're meeting, you gotta treat them as it's your first time because that could be the difference between them being, your fan for life or not. So I understand that aspect. I am just more in the form of I give him grace because something may have happened, but I don't know him that way, and that's the thing. This is like, and I can see if this has like been a trend. But has it really ever been a trend with him in that manner, or is just the first time where they're pushing him as that guy, or that well, not you, but that guy, right?
Right. I mean, either way, if you're Tony Khan, you're not. Shouldn't you be a little
Oh,
bit
Tony
like,
Tony Khan's not happy. He's not happy because he He's the dude that he doesn't care. He just cares about making people feel good. So I do agree with that part.
Uh, yeah. So, Baron Corbin wants to bring back the lone wolf gimmick. Could anything save his career at this point?
To me, his success is not dictated in whether he's over or not. It's more in the sense that he feels like he's character driven, I believe. To me, because that guy, Lone Wolf was like where he didn't have to talk as much. And to me, I think going through the Corbin's phases, the King Corbin's, the Happy Corbin's, it showed him depth of character, and he can get heat. And that's the problem. If he's coming back, is it face where people thought he was kind of cool, Lone Wolf, or fuck off, or they didn't like his ass, Lone Wolf?
The only heat he's getting right now is just go home heat, honestly. Why are you here? Go home, Baron Corbin.
I mean, true. I mean, that could be the case.
Um, yeah. Personally, don't think anything is going to happen with that guy. I think it's just, he is where he is, and if he stays where he is, that's fine, but if he gets fired, would anybody even notice at this point?
If he ends up at AEW, they would care. They would notice.
But would it be for the right reasons or the wrong reasons?
It, yes, that would be the answer.
Well, right reason, wrong reason. We'll be talking about the Puerto Rico show Backlash a little bit later. It did go over very well. People loved it. Um, but unfortunately, it sounds like WWE will not be coming back anytime soon. Um, because it was Puerto Rico that actually paid WWE to come do the show, get the people there. And obviously they succeeded in that. But WWE, it's believed that WWE will not come back, yearly or regularly, because they're not getting paid to come. Considering how hot that crowd was, if you're WWE, wouldn't you wanna maybe put Puerto Rico on the agenda for PPVs or at least a Raw or SmackDown?
I will give them one reason that they wouldn't do it. Because Bad Bunny's not going to wrestle every time they go to Puerto Rico.
Not very true. I think they could get
And
Selena
that
Vega or Damian Priest no matter what.
that was 90. That and Zelina Vega. Bad Bunny was 90% of the reason they popped up. Zelina was the five. Damien was five.
And he was in the
Because there was
match
no
with Bad
Roman.
Bunny.
There was no Roman, remember. There was a Seth. There was a Brock. There was a Cody. But everybody went there to see Bad Bunny. It was basically being able to go to a Bad Bunny concert for half the price. No, I'm dead ass. And you don't think they're not going to take that?
Oh
But
yeah.
to me, that was, I mean, but that crowd, man, you would have thought Jesus came in and walked on water at the same time.
Well, there is, talk of other countries maybe getting a push over for PLE, like Ireland or Australia. Um, they did do one in Australia a couple years ago. I'm assuming that went well, but are they just banking? Are they just still high on Puerto Rico, or is there reason for why they're doing this? They're looking at those countries.
Honestly, I thought that this was going to happen this year anyway. Because keep in mind, the pandemic is here, but it's not here, right? So people are WWE is exploring the the avenues of having other audiences for these PLEs, and honestly, I'm here for that because to me, it shows Americans how crowds actually interact. Because to us, I think we're kind of spoiled to a certain point,
Oh yeah,
and when you see a Bad Bunny getting that reaction and it made me damn near want to fly there like that right when it happened. Even though I knew the match would be over by the time I got there. But it made you feel like you were missing something, and I think that's what's missing with wrestling with the crowds here because we kind of we're kind of spoiled in a sense. Even LA, it felt certain matches, yes, but for the most part, we felt spoiled.
yeah.
And you look at Puerto Rico, who hadn't had it in 18 years. Granted, Bad Bunny was a big part of it, but you would have that it. They were just there. It was just like, fuck yeah, we're happy to be here.
And you're not wrong about that. Um, what was the other city? They did the show in Puerto Rico. They did the show in Cardiff, Wales. Um,
Oh, Clash at the Castle, yeah.
yeah, and they did the show in Quebec with Sami Zayn. All places that are not America. That went really, really well. Like that. I mean, that show in Canada. That was like a Chicago crowd. So, are you just going for that pop? Because and I feel like they're going to get it at this point. Because what happened on Raw in Jacksonville, that wasn't it. That was more reason just to fly back to Puerto Rico.
True. But I to me, the story of but those are outliers though. Everything. The one thing I give Triple H credit for is that motherfucker. He he plans people's biggest moments right when they're going to their city,
Right,
and that's very and that's some of it, and that's very well executed because think about it. Sami Zayn would have never got a title shot in a million years, but
right,
he got the one shot in his backyard to see his family and friends wrestle, right?
right,
And after looking at Selena, sometimes that win and loss don't even mean nothing to them. But the fact that they do that, it gets the people more invested. People, because how can I put it? It's like if a football player or basketball player from your city happens to play for the team in your town. It draws people in that otherwise wouldn't even be there, and that's not even from a oh I like wrestling standpoint. It's from a I want to see that guy succeed standpoint, and oh my god I can't believe he's here having this opportunity standpoint. Which that element is very powerful. The emotional element.
right. Um, right. Um, if Mark Jimrak comes back to for wrestling in the woods, does anybody care?
No.
Okay. If Nigel McGuinness comes back at Wembley Stadium, would that be a draw?
Depends on context.
For the all info at Wembley.
The question is, what's making him come back? And is he coming back as a wrestler or as an announcer?
The, the show at Wembley is making him consider coming out of retirement to do one more match.
I, it would mean it probably mean more to the people who know him in that area. Which, yeah, if it can get that emotional human element, then hell yeah, why not?
And I mean, it's not like, it's like Mark Jimrat. Who remembers that guy? Like, it's not, there's not a lot of emotions that go into that guy. Nigel McGuinness. If you didn't know him from Ring of Honor, you knew him from commentary on NXT. They did that fantastic documentary on him as well in WWE. So yeah, people would have an emotional connection, I would say, with this guy, especially in the UK where he's from, where they would be even more invested in him having one more match.
Yeah, they would. I'm not saying that they wouldn't. I'm just. I think that crowd. I mean, the fact that it's 60,000. It's almost like that first time. Well, shit. The first time that they're coming to San Diego, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And it's like, "Shit, we got to get these tickets." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or and that's basically part of it is that. Part of it is the fact that they are doing it for the first time in Wembley. They don't even have to have. Magic McGuinness is the cherry on top. He's not
The
the
person.
defining ingredient, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it would just be a cool little moment.
It
But
would.
that being said, like, who would wrestle him? I don't necessarily remember the context of his injury. But I feel like a Sabata would be able to protect him in the ring.
Who like Wheeler Yuta?
No, Sabata.
I mean, maybe there's got to be somebody who's safe and who could work with him. Maybe they could pull the Miz out of his ass, because Miz will protect everybody.
Get Snoop Dogg out there as well.
Yeah, get Snoop Dogg out there as well.
So,
Who knows his role?
um, we're going from WrestleMania 39 to WrestleMania 43. Trudeau mentioned this last week on the show that Tennessee was interested in uh, having a WrestleMania. And it's all but confirmed that they are building a new arena in Tennessee, and in well, WrestleMania 43 will be at that new brand new arena. Um, I know you're pretty big on wrestling in Tennessee, so this is a big moment, right? Considering there's never been a
A
uh
WrestleMania in Tennessee. So yeah, this is a huge get for Tennessee. Just the state in itself, because that city has a very rich wrestling history, or the state has a very rich wrestling history, I believe. And this, to me, is their biggest get. You can bet your black ass I will be there, showing my ass. Um, I couldn't have been more happier. I hopefully, I mean, it's going to be indoors, so that's a good thing. Um, yeah, I feel happy for that. I'm proud of the state. I cannot wait, and it will be indoors. Ain't no way they're building that bitch to be outdoors in Tennessee in April. Fuck that.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's huge. Couldn't have been more. Couldn't be prouder. Uh,
You still there? Am I still there?
all right.
After some technical difficulties. But yeah, it's gonna be in Tennessee and at WrestleMania 43. So in 3 years, well, technically 4 years. Um, so yeah, this is a big gift for Tennessee for sure.
It was, but I think because SummerSlam was there, with SummerSlam being there, it showed how big it was. The fact that they could do it, and Nashville is one of those cities where everything is walkable.
That's
So
right. Depending on where the arena is going to be.
cookies. Yeah. So everybody's gonna be downtown by the river
Mhm.
trying to get a boat. So just stand by.
Do you think that's the new like setup? See, explore different states like with a SummerSlam. Like it's going to be in Detroit this year, and seeing can we is the market open enough to do you know another a WrestleMania?
Well, the thing with Detroit is it's weird because Detroit's had a WrestleMania.
It's had two WrestleManias, but but
Right. So that one, it kind of
but
that one's a little bit different, but
it was a long time ago, and I mean Detroit has had like 10 recessions since then, so who knows?
true. That is that. Yeah, that's hella true. Uh, I think Detroit's gonna do great for wrestling, and it's a pretty big event arena that they're doing. I think they're doing Ford Field, so
Yeah.
it's doable.
All right. I think that will conclude the news for now. And now a quick word from our sponsors.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.